welcome back to the Nerdumb podcast where three dumb nerds talk about all things in the Nerdumb universe. I'm San Tatsumi.
I'm Sean.
No Joshua. So, two dumb universe nerds. What?
Yeah. Big emphasis on dumb.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show.
Hello.
This podcast is all over the place, if I'm honest. So, I don't know.
Is it not?
Yeah, well, I just don't know where we are episode-wise. There's probably a whole bunch of episodes coming out all at once. So, all movie reviews, though. So, I guess that, kind of works out. Anyway, today, we are going to be talking about The Flash.
The Flash.
Critics were raving on about this being, the best superhero movie and, blah, blah, blah.
Really?
Yeah, so we're going to do a full spoiler review on it. So if you haven't seen it and you want to see it, and you don't want to be spoiled by it, probably jump off now. If you want to know all the spoilers and details and blah blah blah, and to gauge if you want to watch it, this is for you.
Just watch it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
unless you want to boycott, fucking go hard, but
yeah, you know what? I'm fucking starting off. Say what you will about fucking that crazy cunt. He fucking brilliant performance.
Yeah,
brilliant performance. Did so well playing two versions of the same person, one younger, one older, and then one affected by tragedy, the other not. Fuck, man, did such a good job carrying the whole movie. Initial thoughts, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah? It was really fun.
Yeah.
And I guess, that came from understanding that I wasn't getting the movie I wanted.
Yeah.
Now, when I say that, Flashpoint is a pretty big story. It's, one of our favorites. And, I just kind of assumed because the universe is not going to be here anymore, you know what I mean? Zack Snyder's universe is not going to be a thing, and they're building off and continuing on and doing different things. I just kind of assumed that they might try to use this movie to usher them into their new era. And once you understand that that's not what this movie's doing, you kind of just sit back and have fun with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The cameos were super fun. Which I guess we'll get into into detail a little bit later. The story was fine. A lot of this movie was based on our real life pop culture, right? Really, as far as the cameos and stuff go. But yeah, no, it was a really fun wacky watch. I found it very zany, very Looney Toony.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the first scene. The CGI was fucking terrible. It was so bad. Those babies looked really fucking bad. The CGI was terrible. And I'm sure it's hard to make CGI babies, but also fuck me. Did you do it on Adobe Premiere or
it was pretty rough, yeah.
It was crazy, bro. It was not good. I also didn't really like the CGI when he ran in his little bubble. I liked the idea of the bubble, running.
Face,
I like that idea, but the CGI in it I thought was a bit
yeah, I know.
Yikes.
Don't know if that was intentional or they fucking ran out of budget or
So
it was
So what I initially thought, while watching it, I was okay, so this is a movie that has been postponed and put off and drama and all sorts. And amidst all that, they've found out that, the universe isn't continuing.
Yeah.
And I feel with that, they were well, fuck it. We've put a lot of money into this. We got to deliver something. So they just sort of did.
It was just so weird because other things were fine. The suit coming out of the ring.
Yeah, really cool.
Running all the fucking electricity.
The running's really funny, right?
Yeah, I think
very glidey,
I think because I don't know if you noticed his younger version didn't run like that.
So
He ran normally. So
oh,
maybe it was
so it's like
like
a specialized. He's found a
I feel like
yeah.
he's like, oh, this is like the best technique for
yeah.
running.
He's found the perfect way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no, I didn't actually notice that. Yeah,
Because it was very funny when he lost his powers.
he was trying to do it. Yeah. Because I was like, oh, maybe this is just what it looks like in the Speed Force. And when he started doing it, I was like, oh, this
that's
is
how he runs. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say it's just been like, fucking years of practice. Like, oh, this is like the most energy efficient sort of. Because younger him did not run like that. He ran like normally.
Because the technique too was crazy. Like he's on 1 foot, like he stands on 1 foot, 1 foot up in the air. And I'm like, what are you doing?
He's always got to wind up.
Yeah,
it's very strange, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it would make sense if if he's figured out the perfect technique, because he is very like meticulous about that sort of like.
Yep.
Yeah. Not his home life. His home was a fucking mess.
Yeah. But even that scene, like the movie is very like Looney Toony.
Yeah.
Runs in and hides everything, and they come in and it just falls all out of the closet.
Closet opens. He leaves. Like, another closet opens.
Which is like, he leaves her outside the door, runs into like quickly clean up, and like there was like so much mess came out of there. That's like a proper cartoon thing to do. It's like there's no way he stuffed all that in there in the 2 seconds he like ran in before you.
And it's
but then all that shit fell out. Like you had no idea. You're like, well,
like he is like fucking crazy fast, right? But like you couldn't have just taken it to the bin. Like, you definitely had
proper
the time.
Clean. Yeah,
you actually had the time.
It
man.
I don't know. It felt real. Well, yeah, I guess like Looney Toony. I didn't like the fact that they slowed down time so much. Like I just felt like they lent on that like quite a bit. It was like, okay, like you've seen it once, you've seen it a million times. You know what I mean? And like it's not like they did it the best or anything. Like. So it's like I could have done without seeing the slow motion, like him running through the towns and stuff. I was like, okay, just let me see him flash through. Like,
no, it's the same as the whole like Quicksilver and the X-Men thing.
Yeah,
it's like, well, that's not.
Which guys, Quicksilver is nowhere
that fast.
He's nowhere near as fast as the Flash.
And ain't it?
There's no way he could do any of that shit. I like when they try to like. Be sciencey about it, which like fucked if I know the science behind being really fast. But when there was like saying like there's things you can move and things you can't move, things you can touch and you can't touch, and like all that shit, like
you shouldn't move people.
Yeah, and then bro, that was wild. I really, really fucking enjoyed the score in this movie. Like I think the score was like 10 times better than the movie. Like I don't know, it was just really fucking cool. Like I love the fact that they used Danny Elfman's score for like fucking for Batman, like fucking taking it back OG styles. I thought it was fucking cool. Also, like I just love that like it's that I don't know, it's like a fucking time traveler sound. You know what I mean? It's like this fucking same sound that you hear on like Back to the Future and shit. That fucking the like chimes in that. Like I don't know, bro. It just the whole score I thought was fucking awesome. What I didn't like, because I really enjoyed fucking Mike Keaton's Batman, but I feel like it was just a cool thing to see.
Yeah.
The fight scenes with like Zod, pretty dead. Like I didn't like them. Yeah. Like they weren't engaging, they weren't fun. Like I kind of started falling asleep with them because it was like kind of boring. They just weren't engaging, and I don't know why. You think that would be like one of the best parts about the movie? The whole like build up to like, but it just wasn't.
It's because it was less about that.
Yeah, I guess because it got real interesting again once they got into they're like, oh no, this is like a fixed point in time or whatever it is. Yeah, it was like from then I was like,
event.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is. This is way cool. I want to see these canon events. But yeah, that's where it got back to being like real interesting for me. Because yeah, just watching them like go through and like try to fight Zod and the army was kind of like, ugh, this is not cool. I don't know, man. There was a lot about the movie that just I don't know, it didn't hit. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was gonna be like this real like it's got these rave reviews and. I thought like, oh shit, maybe they've done it. Maybe they've made the best superhero movie.
No.
And then no, they didn't. Like not by a long shot.
I enjoyed their interactions with each other, with himself.
Yeah,
rather.
Yeah.
That was very cool, very fun to see. But
yeah, I like that it was a different take on like the story. Which like I guess they all are. So at this point, like it's not it's not anything new. I really like the way that Bruce Wayne explained like the time travel thing, because I was like, because it always like fucking racks my brain, and that one like made sense to me. It's like time's not linear, and they're like, yeah, like, and I was like, yep, okay, I'm with you, not a straight line.
Like spaghetti.
Yeah. But like when he just like picked up that single one and then put it on its side, and it was like, now you've like this whole timeline is completely different. There's a point where it intersects, but it's all different, and I was like, oh. And then when he just dropped it all, and I was like, oh. Like, the multiverse is crazy. But it was a really cool way of explaining it. I thought that was a cool thing about it. How did you like the cameos?
Fine.
The Nicolas Cage one was kind of nuts, right?
It was weird, but it was fucking CG. They were all CG.
Well, they're all CG. Yeah. Like fucking. They made a like Henry Cavill CG, like fucking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Superman.
I thought the Nick Cage one was crazy because it's like, people have like talked about it and seen the photos and everything, and then seeing him do it, I was like, whoa.
It might be alright if he does get to that size. You gotta be big. You can't be.
Oh, bro, Nicolas Cage could never do that now.
Yeah, no.
He could never do that.
The movie he did with fucking Pedro Pascal, great movie.
Oh, what was that?
Can't remember what it's called. Great movie.
I'll take your word for it. Fuck. Yeah, nah, man. I really like the cameos and stuff. They were cool.
I like that they didn't rely on them.
Nah.
Like Michael Keaton was the biggest one, and he wasn't like the main focus. He was just like, oh, he's here.
Yeah.
Just doing things.
His fight scenes as Batman were fucking cool. They were like Arkham Knight moves. Like, bro, they were fire. How'd you like Supergirl? Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. It's kind of whatever. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not enough time to like really go into it all and fucking
like even for
fair enough.
Michael Keaton, like I've heard people say like, oh, he didn't have enough lines, blah blah blah, and I was like, none of them had enough screen time to be good or bad.
Yeah.
Like only Ezra Miller. Yeah. Like he had enough time to be good or bad.
I mean, like it's his movie.
And he fucking crushed it. Yeah. Everyone else like didn't have enough time to be like good or bad. They just sort of were like they were just there.
The Flash, not the Flash and Friends.
Yeah. The Flash creates new Justice League. Yeah, nah, guys, I would thoroughly recommend checking it out. It's a really fun movie, and like as long as you go into it thinking it's gonna be a fun movie, as opposed to being like, oh, like what's this gonna do, or like try to overthink it. I think a lot of people too will like try to overthink like what these things mean, and they just mean nothing.
Just watch it, just enjoy it.
Yeah, just enjoy it for what it is. Don't go in there and think like, oh, well, that's gonna like. Oh, what does that mean? Or what's this going to be? Or why have they shown that?
It's going to be nothing.
It's like, it means nothing.
This universe is done.
It means nothing.
Don't worry about it. You're getting a new fucking universe.
Yeah. Was it post-credit scene or mid-credit scene? Or no, end scene.
And Aquaman?
No, not that one.
The end one.
No, end scene where he walks out with, when he walks out. Yeah, so fucking, bro, I thought that was like, I cracked it. I thought that was hilarious. And, we're sitting there and he was like, what do you reckon that was? And I was like, bro, honestly, like I took that as a joke. Like I thought,
that's all it was.
Yeah, to me, that was like that was a funny joke for me was like, you know how when Ben Affleck came out as Batman, everyone's like, well, this is the worst Batman that there's ever been. And then like we changed the timeline to the worst Batman that ever was, which was George Clooney. That's what I thought it was funny. I was like, well, this is clearly the joke that like, well, here's the worst one. Like,
there's nothing wrong with Batfleck.
No, bro. Honestly, like before Robert Pattinson, who I honestly really liked as Yeah, his interpretation of Batman is so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a favorite before that, but like if I had to pick anyone, I really enjoyed Ben Affleck's fucking Batman, way more than I did Christian Bale.
And he was big.
Yeah, bro. Like
that
fucking
boy was huge.
You know what though? That first scene in The Flash where Batman is on the motorbike, his cowl is ugly and his suit is ugly. I like the idea that they kept him, like they gave him a blue cowl, and it was in the daytime. Like he had a blue cowl and a grey suit. And I was like, okay, this is cool.
Squished his nose
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
It was really fucking weird.
The nose was fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing I liked about it was that the cowl was blue. But like even the whole like, what was up with his suit? Was it's trying to be like tactical or like? But I don't know what the fuck was hanging off there. I was like, bro, did you just fucking slap this together?
Yeah, it was very weird. I also expected his bike to do the thing that it did in the Christopher Nolan one. You know, when he was turning and then like in the Christian Bale one, the wheels like spin.
Oh shit, I forgot they did that. Is that in that one?
It's
it has to be
the same sort of bike.
Oh yeah,
I was expecting that because when he turned the corner, and then he just fucking hits the thing and then hits the other thing and it keeps going. I was like, oh, okay.
You know when like they ditched the bike and he came flying out?
That was fucking sick.
Yeah, but I I just kept thinking of, have you seen the Teen Titans Go movie?
Oh no.
Oh, in the Teen Titans Go movie, that Batman keeps like is doing a chase and like he's in the Batmobile and then they shoot something and it blows up and then he comes out with a bike.
Oh yeah.
And they shoot something and it blows up and he comes out with skates. And they shoot something and he blows up and he jumps on something. Like he just always got something. Like that's what it reminded me of. I was like, nah. Oh,
that suit is fucking strong though.
His suit?
Yeah, he's just getting dragged.
Oh, bro. I thought it too because I was like, I mean, it's obviously a movie, but we know that like fucking. At some point, they what was it, a couple years ago? They classed Batman as like a metahuman because he's like has above average like strength and agility, and like when he like is like sliding on the ground and then jumps up, runs and jumps on the car, and I was like, yeah, that's a metahuman thing. Like no person could do that.
Not even an actual,
not an elite
just
athlete.
By sheer fucking willpower and training.
Yeah, bro.
Just trains that much.
Or he's being dragged by a car that's going fuck knows.
And he's like jumping over cars and shit. So I'm like,
fast as, and he gets up, runs, and jumps. Like I'm like, oh yeah, sure, you do that.
He's fucking like he's leaning on the fucking barrier as he slides. What the fuck, bro?
Oh, yeah, man. Nah, that was weird.
The whole movie was very like like you said, Looney Tune. It was very gaggy. Like when they obviously it's the lesser of truth, right?
Yeah.
That part was,
even that, yeah. It solidified it for me too when I saw it on the screen. So like on his computer screen was a Looney Tune screensaver, and I was like, these guys knew what they were doing. Like it's very much like a Warner Brothers movie. Yeah. Like I was like, you guys know what you're doing.
Well, I mean, Michael Keaton's Batman was very campy.
Yeah, well, I think it's like that's a thing of the times, right? Like fucking at that time era, it was like that. So like to get it as that is like like that's what this was. So I like that they didn't try to like adapt it to be a different kind of but like it's still the same Batman. I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
I liked his gliding, I guess you would call it.
Or with the cape.
It was very much like a cartoon.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Fucking fire.
Yeah, it was fucking cool.
Yeah, I think they really lent into the like it's cartoony, like this is like, the cartoons that you grew up with and enjoyed. I know I've said it before, but like I just want to reiterate. I hate the way that Ezra Miller portrayed the Flash. I hate it. I just don't like it. He's like a whiny fucking awkward, nerdy, like I just don't like the portrayal of it. Like fucking his performance was amazing. Amazing. Like the Flash that he does, the performance that he gives is so good.
Yeah.
But
it was just a weird direction.
I just don't like it.
Because I mean, like you think of the Flash, right? And you think very like
quippy, stoic,
arrogant,
strong, like fucking
cocky.
Yeah, like but fucking like
but
in
also
like
a
in
hero.
A cool way, in like a hero-y way, and like a fucking not humble, that's contradictory is what we're trying to say.
I mean, he's
but
the
like,
fastest man alive, and
and he knows it. Yeah, and he knows it. Like, fucking. So, when he's always having to question, like, oh, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do that? Or like, fucking, just whiny and awkward and talking to people. Oh, hello, like, ugh, like, you're the Flash, man. You could run through and take these people's hearts out, like,
like, and I mean, like, he is like confident, I guess, when he's doing his thing, right?
Yeah,
so,
like,
yeah, I got this.
Confident in the skills that he has. Yeah, like he knows that he can. Like as horrible as that baby scene was, like the fact that he can like, he was like, oh shit, I'm not gonna make it, and then instead of saving the babies, he breaks into the fucking vending machine, eats a whole bunch of shit, and is like, all right, I can do it. Like, he just knew he had enough time. Yeah, what did I rate this? I gave this like a 7.5, bro. Like for me,
honestly. Like it was a guy at work was asking about it today because he hasn't seen it yet.
Oh yeah,
and I was saying like it's like, is it the best movie ever made? No, not by a long shot.
No
but
way.
Was it enjoyable? Yeah, I had a great time watching it.
Yeah, no, it was fun. Like, and if you just take it for what it is and you take it as that, then you'll have a really good time.
So the whole Savitar thing.
Oh yeah.
I honestly didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, who could he be? It didn't like cross my mind. I was kind of just like enjoying the movie.
That happened after like I was falling asleep. Like, well, I it was coming. Like I was in and out, and like it was coming. And I was watching it with Fadea, and Fadea goes to me, bro, it's him, me. And I was like, huh? He's like, it's him. And like, cause I'm in and out of sleep, I'm like, nah. And then like I see the metal in his arm, and then I'm thinking about it, and like he keeps coming back with more metal, and I looked at him and I'm like,
that's when
I think
like the first
I think you're right.
Time, the first time he phased through and it got stuck, and I was like, oh, it's him.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't even thought about it up till that point. I was just like, yeah, enjoying the movie. And then, he fucking gets that man. I was like, oh, yeah, it's him. And he's going to get more and more.
Yeah.
Because he's going to keep going
through. Yeah, because he's going to keep doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I full, like, did not click because of just fucking in and out of consciousness. Because that fucking, those scenes were so boring. Like, the fight scenes I just didn't enjoy, bro. And then, and then he's like, it's him, eh? And I was like, huh? I was like, nah. And then I'm watching it, and I looked at him and was like, oh, maybe. Like what, he went crazy trying to do it, eh?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. And then like we're watching it, and then like he just kept getting more metal, and I was like, oh, it is. And I was like, fuck, got me. Like fucking, good call by him too.
I'm pretty sure that's there's a Flash. I think it's Iris' brother or some shit. Anyway, the Speed Force fuses a bunch of metal to him, and he has like this weird fucking armor. He's a bad guy. I don't remember his name. Anyway.
Not Savitar?
Not Savitar.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
There's a lot of species.
Yeah,
I also thought like, because like Savitar was the obvious answer, but I also thought like the fucking shit, what's he called? There's a speedster that's like Death, basically.
The Black Racer.
Yeah.
I
was like, that would have been cool.
Yeah, we were like when you first got kicked out. I was like, I wonder if that's like a speed wraith or like the fucking or the Black Racer or whatever. Yeah, it was a few things. I initially thought that Barry would like be the bad guy for himself just because he had blue lightning, and the Flash that comes back from the future with the blue lightning is the one that like fucking goes crazy.
Yeah.
So initially, but like fucking initially, just I thought that
things.
And then like I don't know, I kind of like got it on my mind when like nothing was like going the way that like I expected it to go. I was like, oh, okay, well this is for fun, and like I'm just I'm not deep in it now. Like solid movie, man. Anyone that's trying to like go watch a fun movie, like that's it. Like it's fun. It's for fun. You see some cool stuff. Like it doesn't have the best production quality. Like fucking CGI was terrible. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. I'm never gonna let it go, bro. It was horrible. It was so bad.
It was not great.
Just quickly, before we wrap this up, because we're about to wrap it up, we posted the trailer to the well, the first
Piece
teaser
live
trailer, the
action.
One Piece live action, yeah. Initial thoughts.
How about you go first?
Okay, well, fucking, I don't think it's terrible. And I'm happy to give it a go.
I'm gonna give it a go. And I mean, in terms of live action anime adaptations, yeah, I guess it doesn't look terrible.
No,
But,
yeah, we've had some fucking shockers.
But I just have a strong feeling that it's gonna be.
Well, it's the whole idea is very cartoony, right? Like fucking a
Yeah.
dude with 3 swords and one of them's in his mouth. A dude that's rubber and his like punches start from like all the way back there, come all the way front.
Dude
Buggy
that only kicks because he needs his hands to cook.
Yeah, to cook.
Like he still like somersaults and shit on
Yeah.
the spinny around.
Buggy looked fucking terrifying, but like also like
Yeah.
I want to see what that guy looks like when he starts chopping himself up. So yeah, there's a few things where it's like, oh, I wonder how they're gonna do that. But bro, like as far as like live action adaptations go, Oda's been like directly involved with this for ages. So and like he's been like kind of stressing over it, like if it's not to the standard I want, you aren't doing it.
Yeah.
And it's going ahead, so it must be to a point where he's like, well, this is acceptable.
Honestly, like as long as they don't try to take themselves too seriously.
Well, which it doesn't look like it.
And sort of lean into
the fun of
the
One Piece.
campiness, yeah. Like, because it's gonna be like goofy, right?
Well, it has to be, yeah. Like I was saying off air, there's no way to say I'm gonna be king of the pirates in like a cool way in English. Like it doesn't. Like, I know it doesn't roll off the same.
Hokage.
Yeah. Believe it.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Nah, I'm happy to give it a go. Like it's like
it.
This isn't the worst thing I've seen. Like on our TikTok, bro, one of the first comments is this looks horrible, and the second one was this is amazing. So like people are gonna have their opinions no matter what. I'm just happy to give it a go, and if like fucking if it turns out bad, that's just sort of what we all thought was gonna happen. Yeah, if it turns out like kind of decent, well, that's cool. That's cool as well. Like fucking maybe it'll get more people to watch and read.
The thing is though, right? Like people take things so personally.
Yeah,
and like if it's bad, it's not. You've still got the original, right?
Yeah,
you've still got the manga. You've still got the anime.
You've still got the one that you love.
It's not gonna take away from that. If it's bad, it's whatever. This is like an extra thing, so it's not like you're losing out on it.
And it's a different thing. Let's not pretend that they're gonna be able to fit like fucking 200 chapters
it's
into like 12
like
episodes.
He's already on the Mary,
which I thought was crazy, but like fucking whatever. Like we don't know the story. Maybe he's not. Maybe he is. Who knows?
Well, he was at the fucking Barrett's.
No, I know, but like, yeah, like maybe they swapped around like the whoever like he got to first, that kind of shit. Like you know what I mean?
Sorry.
I'm happy to give it a go.
Give it a go.
Yeah, honestly, it can't be any worse than like Death Note or Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
Bleach.
Watch Attack on Titan.
No, we did in Fiji. Remember?
No, I saw the first. I didn't.
Oh,
watch the other ones.
Oh yeah, no, that was really bad, bro. Not that I cared. Fuck, it's not even the genre I go for. Nah, yeah, man. I'm sort of excited to see what it is. People are comparing it to. They're like, oh, this is just as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution. I was like, brother,
well,
if you think that, you've never seen Dragon Ball Evolution or Dragon Ball. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're making
because that was a complete
disaster.
Failure.
Like, bro, it doesn't even fucking your Kamehameha look like fucking airbending. Like,
it was.
Yeah,
it was airbending.
Don't at me. Like, when people go like, oh yeah, this is like same. I'm like, nah.
But also, speaking of airbending.
Oh, Avatar, I didn't watch it.
We got a look at the cast.
So was it not the trailer?
The 4. I haven't seen a trailer.
Oh, well, I've seen them. I thought the trailer came out.
And Katara, Sokka, and Zuko.
Yeah, I saw them, yeah. Well, they were all at the same event for the One Piece thing when the One Piece came out. And they all, like, the cast met each other and stuff, which was pretty cool.
Very young, which, like, they are.
Yeah, anyway. They are, yeah.
It just looks weird for them to be young.
I guess so, yeah. Well, the creators have given it their blessing, right?
I feel It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
I think it's funny because the creators gave it their blessing. Like, nah, yeah, it's cool, watch it, but also they bowed out of that. Like, they were involved with it, and then like I can't remember how far in, but they were involved with it until they weren't. They were like, yeah, now we're done. We're not doing it. We're not in it. But then they were like, oh, but we give this our blessing. Like, so I'm like, so is it good or not? Like,
they don't want to be fucking attached to another Shyamalan.
Oh, bro, fuck, yeah, that was terrible.
That was fucking.
But like, that's fine if they don't want to. We're getting like what 3 movies or whatever, like animated ones, like fucking. So, bro, everyone, like, if people are upset, hang off of that.
That's what I wanted.
Other movies?
No, yeah. I wanted to see them in their older years.
Bro, so do I. Like, I don't know how no one wants to. Like, fucking when we get to Korra and there's just this city that Aang and his friends built. I'm like, hey, show me that shit.
Yeah. You don't want to see Peak Toph.
Whoa. Like, this bitch made metal bending. Show me her. Like, oh, all right. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap this episode up. Let us know what you thought of The Flash, first of all, because I really enjoyed it. Sorry that Joshua couldn't be here for his thoughts, but I'm sure he would have given it a 7, same as the rest of us.
For sure.
Let us know what you also think about One Piece in that last little bit. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'm the Saiyan Satsumi.
I'm Sean.
And we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Later, ball.